Last week we learned about the Last Supper and how Judas made a deal with the chief priests to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. After Jesus told the disciples that someone would betray him, Judas left early when it was revealed that he was the traitor. Jesus and the disciples went to the garden to pray. While they were there, Judas came with the soldiers to arrest Jesus. They had decided that Judas would signal who Jesus was by kissing his cheek.
Are y'all still sleeping and resting? The hour is near that I will be betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let's go. Here comes my betrayer.
Greetings, Rabbi. Are you Jesus?
Well, yes I am.
Come with me. You are under arrest.
The soldiers took Jesus to the high priest. They were looking for a reason to kill Jesus. They could find no reason, even though many people came forward and said bad things about Jesus. They could find no reason because the things the people said were not true.
Tell me if you are Christ, the Son of God.
Yes, I am. In the future, you will see me sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven.
He has spoken blasphemy. We don't need any more witnesses. What do you think? I think he is guilty. He deserves to die.
The priest handed Jesus over to Pilate, the governor.
Are you the king of the Jews?
Why, yes, I am.
Don't you hear the testimony against you? You know, it is custom at the feast to release a prisoner chosen by the people. I can release Barabbas, who has done many bad things to many people, or I can release Jesus, who has done nothing wrong.
Barabbas! Tell him to release Barabbas. Release Barabbas!
We want
We
Barabbas.
want Barabbas!
Well, what shall I do then with Jesus, who is called Christ?
Crucify him.
Crucify him!
But what crime has he committed?
Crucify him.
Crucify him!
Jesus is innocent. I'm going to wash my hands. I am innocent of his blood. It is your responsibility.
Barabbas was released to the crowd of people. Jesus was beaten, and then he was handed over to the soldiers. They stripped his clothes off of him and put a scarlet robe on him. Then they twisted together a crown made of thorns and set it on his head. They knelt in front of him and mocked him. They spit on him and led him away to be crucified. On the way out of town, they met a man named Simon. They forced Simon to carry Jesus' cross to the place where they would crucify him. When they got to Golgotha, which means the place of the skull, they offered Jesus wine mixed with gall to drink. After tasting it, Jesus refused to drink it. Then they nailed Jesus to the cross. They divided up his clothes by casting lots. They hung a sign on the cross above his head that said, "This is Jesus, King of the Jews." 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left. The sky became very dark.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
When Jesus died, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, and the rocks split open. Tombs broke open, and the bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection. They went into the holy city and appeared to many people. When the soldiers who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake, they were terrified.
Surely he was the Son of God. What have we done? Let's go.
rich man named Joseph, who had become a follower of Jesus, went to Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. He wrapped him in clean linen cloth and laid him in a new tomb that he had cut out of rock. He rolled a big stone in front of the opening. The chief priest was worried what would happen next. He decided to have a talk with Pilate the governor.
Sir, do you remember that while Jesus was still alive that he said, "After 3 days I will rise again"? Yes, he did say something about that. Well, I think you should give the order for the tomb to be guarded by your soldiers until the 3rd day. If you don't, his disciples may come and steal his body and then tell the people that he's been raised from the dead. Yes, I think you're right about that. I will send 2 soldiers over to the tomb where he's buried to guard it right away and keep them there for 3 days. Yes, they'll guard the tomb for at least 3 days.
Pilate sent his soldiers to guard the tomb.
This is silly. I don't know why we have to come watch this tomb. Nobody wants to take Jesus' stinky dead body, and I don't think he will come back to life either. I don't know why Pilate is wasting our time like this, making us sit here and watch this tomb all day. I know, right? Sometimes he makes us do the dumbest things.
At dawn on the 1st day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. Suddenly, there was a violent earthquake. An angel of the Lord appeared at the tomb and rolled the stone away from the opening and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning. The guards were so afraid of him, they began to shake, and then they fainted.
Do not be afraid. I know who you are looking for, Jesus, who was crucified.
How did you know?
He is not here. He has risen just as he said he would.
Oh, really?
Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly tell his disciples. He has risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. You will see him there.
He isn't here. Let's go find the disciples. I can't wait to tell them the news. Jesus has risen.
The women hurried away from the tomb. They were afraid, but they were also very excited and filled with joy. They ran to find the disciples. They couldn't wait to tell them the news that Jesus had risen and was no longer in the tomb.
What do you think they're going to say when we tell them? I don't know. We're almost there.
Greetings.
Jesus! It's you!
Yes, it is me. Do not be afraid. Go and tell the disciples to go to Galilee. There they will see me.
Okay, we will.
While the women were on their way, some of the guards went into the city and reported to the chief priests everything that had happened.
You're not gonna believe this. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it even if I hadn't seen it happen with my own 2 eyes.
What happened?
Well, we were just hanging out at the tomb, minding our own business, making sure nobody stole Jesus' dead body, just like you said.
What happened?
Suddenly there was a terrible earthquake.
Yeah, I felt it here too. Just what happened?
This guy appeared out of nowhere. He was really bright. It hurt my eyes to look at him.
Well, who was he?
I don't know, Chief, but he was bright, and he moved the stone away from the tomb. Yeah, I think he's still sitting on that stone right now.
Did he take the body?
No, he didn't have to. Jesus came back to life and walked out of there. We were so scared, we both fainted right there on the spot.
What? Did anyone else see that?
I don't think so.
Good. Don't tell anyone. I will pay you both a lot of money if you do as I say. Don't tell. anyone else what happened, tell everyone that his disciples came and they stole him out while you were asleep. If Pilate finds out, I will talk to him and keep you out of trouble.
But he came back to life.
Do you want the money or not?
Yeah, we want the money.
Alright, then it's settled. That's your story and you're sticking to it.
Yes, sir.
Alright, good. Now let's go get your money.
The soldiers took the money from the chief priest and told the story he wanted them to tell. To this day, many Jews still believe that's what happened. But Jesus appeared to his disciples in Galilee, just as he said he would. Many people saw him after he arose again. It's important that Jesus came back to life after 3 days because he told them that's what he would do. The fact that he did proves that he is Jesus, the Son of God, because only the Son of God could do something like this. This is the true story about the death of Jesus and how he came back to life after 3 days. That's what Easter is all about. Easter is Resurrection Sunday, the day when we all celebrate the fact that Jesus came back to life. Because Jesus died on the cross for our sins, if we believe in him and ask him for forgiveness of our sins and invite him into our hearts, then we can someday be with him in heaven.